Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of Maddie to the Max Vlog Talks. In this week's episode, we shall be discussing Newsies, the Broadway musical. Okay, I've gotta warn you folks, I just gotta warn you. This vlog may contain spoilers. Well, it probably will contain spoilers. It definitely contains spoilers. Because really, quite frankly, I'm just here to talk about Newsies! And musicals. My two favorite things! Okay, so this vlog is gonna be slightly different from all my previous vlogs. I know I normally review movies, but I just love this so much I had to talk about it, like I had to. Because I had the absolute pleasure of getting to go and see Newsies the Broadway Musical here in LA, which came with the touring company. Some of you might not know, but there is actually musical theater in LA. So, when I first went to go see this, I had mixed feelings about it because I am a diehard Newsy fan. So when I first heard that they were making this into a musical, my immediate reaction was, oh my gosh, I have to see that! Then I heard some of the music and I realized that they changed some of the song lyrics. So then I was like, oh. Hate it when they change song lyrics because I think it's gonna be one way and then they say something else and I'm like, that's not how you're supposed to sing the song! But then I did actually go to see the show, and it really was great. Not only was it actually a really good show, it was the best audience that had ever happened. The cast of the show actually said, this is the best audience we've ever had. And it was. Kind of showstopper, kind of cheering. So the thing about them changing the music, yes, they did change a couple of the lyrics, but it still very much fits in with the show. And the thing that I actually like best about the fact that they changed some of the songs is they actually took out some of the songs that I didn't like, but kept in all the ones that I loved. For instance, the Lovey-Dovey Baby song from the movie, I would always skip it on this CD. So they actually changed and gave a completely different and way better song for the actress that played Maida. I was terrified that they were going to take out songs like King of New York and Once and For All, but they didn't, and they totally kept them in and bumped them up even bigger. It was so cool! So cool! Now, something interesting that they did for the stage show was that they combined two characters. They combined the character of Sarah and the character of Denton and kind of made them into their own kind of hybrid character that served both their purposes of both love interest and reporter, but still had her own character who was fascinating to watch. And they gave her her own song, which she nailed! It's called Watch What Happens. Go look it up on YouTube. It's so good. It's such a great song and still totally fits in with the theme of Newsies. And the great thing about this is that it is still giving the same plot as Newsies, but there are some interesting plot twists that happen in this that I didn't see coming, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because they're that good. And also what they did in this is they emphasized the relationship between Jack and Crutchy more. In the movie, they were kind of like friends, but in the play, they were more like brothers. And it was so sweet and kind because everybody loves Crutchy. So it just gave this extra layer of feels to the entire thing, and it was so good. Now, this show is almost entirely an all-male cast. There are about 4 girls and about 20 guys and 1 kid. Well, technically 2 kids, but they play the same character. Which brings me to that kid who plays Les. Les is my favorite character in Newsies, mainly because I played Les in a school version of Newsies. So Les will forever have a place in my heart, and I was like, please, 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 please make Les good. And he was great. So in this version that I saw, these two are played by Vincent Corculla and Anthony Rosenthal. I hope I'm saying your guys' name right because you guys rock. And I personally got to see Anthony Rosenthal play Les, and he was spot on. Anthony, if you are watching this, you are a bomb. You are fantastic. You nailed Les. Thank you. There were some really good jokes in this, and I loved it. The set actually was like its own character. It had these 3 kind of pillars of stairs. They could like move them up and back and forward and down and up, and it was great. And the way that they moved, it was less like props being moved and more like a dance. And the fact that it was so incredibly simplistic, but you still totally got where they were. I will put a link in the description below to the touring company, so if you are in a city where you're just performing, you can go and see it because you must. Oh, but the best part was, there's this thing that the musical theater community does, which is twice a year, they collect donations from the audience to help fight AIDS and breast cancers and a whole bunch of other diseases. People part of the cast stand in the lobby with a bucket and you can donate $1, 50 cents, $10, whatever, and all that money goes to help fighting these diseases. But the reason I'm talking about this is because they tell you this after they take their bows and they allow the audience to sit back down and they start giving the whole spiel of whatever I just said. And that's when he told the audience that it was like the greatest audience ever, which was great. Basically, he was giving the whole spiel like, you know, the posters are gonna be 40, you know, the playbills are 20, and someone out in the audience shouts out, "How much for you?" And everybody just lost it. It was just fantastic. It is definitely going on my list of best things that have ever happened in live theater. So those are all my thoughts and experiences on Newsies the Broadway Musical. If you have seen this show, please let me know in the comments below. I want to geek out about how amazing it was. And from now until next time, don't you forget to keep smiling. And if you want to see more vlogs, click right here to see more. Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Maddie to the Max Vlog Talks. In this week's episode, I, Peggy Carter, am here to tell you about Avengers: Age of Ultron. I can't do Vin Diesel's voice. It's so low. I can do Bane. Let's do Bane.
Warning! This video will contain spoilers.